Well, we know that in Wisconsin, over 80% of the folks that call Wisconsin home, the ordinary fabulous people of our state, moms and dads, workers, believe that universal background checks and extreme risk protective orders, or red flag bills, are common sense reforms to create a safer Wisconsin. It's very unfortunate that my colleagues in this building, a very small number of people that call Wisconsin home, are standing in the way from us taking action.
Expanding background checks to cover private sales. Do you support that?
Not actually, no.
What are your thoughts on reinstating the 48-hour waiting period?
Absolutely not.
Why not?
That was my law. I did away with it because it's ridiculous. You have somebody that's got something in their background here in Wisconsin. They're pretty good at catching those things. We really haven't had those challenges.
President Biden now also pleading with Congress, calling on lawmakers to ban assault-style weapons, expand background checks, and pass red flag laws. You voted against this package. Why?
It certainly does include some provisions that, first and foremost, I think are redundant. It shows this is a hastily created piece of legislation that is knee-jerk reaction to the unfortunate incidents in and around what happened in Texas this last week.
If you can't ban assault weapons, then let's raise the age from 18 to 21. Is that a good idea?
I don't think it is. It certainly, once again, infringes on constitutional rights afforded to adults.
Would you sign any legislation as governor that expanded background checks in the state?
Yeah, guns are a big issue in every election cycle, and my heart and prayer goes out to all the victims of the recent shootings. Something has to change, but I believe it's a societal problem. We have to have people that are afraid of law enforcement. I think that the big surge in crime in the last 2 years is a byproduct of the whole defund the police movement. And bad guys, if you will, are just thinking, I can get away with this stuff now. When I'm governor, I am going to crack down on crime. I'm going to let everybody in law enforcement know that it's okay to do your job. It's okay to enforce the law.
Do you support any expansion of background checks in the state?
You know, as a businessman, what we do is we look at all the issues that are on the table. And I won't be sworn into governor till next January. At that time, I will bring in all the proper people. We'll sit down and we'll look at all the proper issues. But I know that a gun has never jumped up by itself and shot somebody. It's the people that are behind those weapons.
What do you make of the mental health issue and whether that has got to be part of where we go from here?
That is the problem. There's a sickness in our society. I've always said overall the solution is renewed faith, stronger families, more supportive communities. I don't think it's helpful that kids are spending so much time in front of a computer screen, playing these games, being alienated, bullying on social media platforms. We need to re-examine. We need to re-engage into society, have more events person to person. This is a society-wide problem, a society-wide sickness that is not going to be solved by some additional gun laws here in Washington, D.C.
He legally bought his 2 guns.
Right.
And now, of course, we didn't have the paper trail and the record to your point, but do you think that would require maybe stiffer background checks?
No matter what you do, people fall through the cracks. You can't identify all these problems. You can't arrest somebody for a crime they haven't committed yet. These are difficult issues, but again, the solution lies in stronger families, more supportive communities. I would argue renewed faith. We've lost that. We stopped teaching values in so many of our schools. Now we're teaching wokeness. We're indoctrinating our children with things like CRT, telling some children they're not equal to others and they're the cause of other people's problems.
But these shootings, Senator,
there's
were
a
going
sickness
on long before CRT and wokeness, right?
Well, yeah, I think CRT's been going on under the radar for quite some time as well. Wokeness has been. Liberal indoctrination has been. This is a much larger issue than what a simple new gun law is going to. It's not going to solve it. It's not going to solve it.